Hey there, this is Andrew. I'm bringing you another Keyforge deck reveal and review. I'm excited to do this, but I felt like it's worth just taking a minute. I'm recording this on June 1st, and it's the first one of these I've recorded in a while. And there's just been a lot going on, and whoever you are out there, wherever you are, I just want you to know that that I care and that I'm praying for a future where everybody, including black men, can take a walk through their neighborhood without fearing for their lives, and also where police can be the heroes that I believe God intends them to be. Stuff gets twisted around, but I hope for a future where all the good stuff is true. But we're living in the real world, and stay safe out there. All right. Worlds Collide is super fun. Mass Mutation is just around the corner. I'm very excited about that. If you're in other parts of the world, I guess, some other parts of the world, Mass Mutation isn't around the corner for you. You're getting to play it. That's awesome. But for those of us here in North America, we're still waiting a little bit. I pre-ordered mine from my local game store today. Oops, don't want to see that side. Alright. But, for now, we could still get some Brobnar here. And I've seen some good Brobnar lately. I opened up some fun stuff. Alright, so this is Meyer, the Savagely Glass. I'm going to guess that this is Untamed, Star Alliance, and Logos. That might be me just hoping for the best. We'll see here. Hey, pretty close. Wow, I'm usually real bad at this. But we got Logos, Untamed, and Saurian. So, what am I looking for here? In the Logos, I'm hoping for some direct damage. I'm hoping for that in the Saurian as well. Well, I like direct damage anywhere I can get it. I am hoping for some amber control, maybe in the form of some capture and some cost increase in the Logos and Saurian, especially hoping for some speed, some deck speed out of the Logos, and then in the Saurian, I'm hoping for big bodies, and in Untamed, I definitely would like to see some fast amber, but I almost am more likely to be hoping for I think for some better board control here. So we'll see what we get. Alright, Logos, we got Cutthroat Research, potentially good in Worlds Collide. It's an action with a bonus amber, steal 2 if your opponent has 8 or more amber. Ooh, we got a Daughter, 2 power cyborg scientist with elusive that makes you draw 1 extra card at the end of your turn. That's nice. Igor is always great too. 2 power cyborg with play, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 to your hand and discard the others. Hapsis is a 5 power mutant scientist that says after an enemy creature is destroyed fighting Hapsis, ward it and draw a card. No doubles yet. We got Hologramophone. It's an artifact with a bonus amber, an item, and it has action ward a creature. That's really nice for the Hapsis if the Hapsis gets its ward knocked off, or if you need to ward it before you take out a 5 power creature. It's also really nice for protecting the Daughter. 2 Hologramophones, okay. That can be okay. Alright, yeah, I wouldn't have been very happy to see 3 Hologramophones, but I think 2 is actually potentially pretty good. Quant is always interesting. You've probably heard me say this before, but anytime I see a Quant, I'm looking at, well, okay, what actions do I have on the other houses that'll actually be good with this? It's also a little slow, because it has to be on the board and then reap with it to get the effect. But it's a 3 power human scientist that says reap, you may play 1 non-Logos action card this turn. Anomaly Exploiter is always good. It's an artifact an item that says action, destroy a damaged creature. I think especially one of the reasons this is good is because it doesn't trigger things like encounter suit. So it's a way to sometimes deal with things that you couldn't otherwise. Also, you can kill really big things if you just do a single damage to them. No plinky damage so far in Logos, by the way. Hapsis gives us some board control, but we're not looking at a lot of plinky damage. Dr. Millie is a 2-power scientist with play for each creature your opponent controls in excess of you. Not counting Dr. Millie, archive a card. So potentially archiving a lot of cards. That can be pretty good, depending on the situation. I don't usually rely on this firing. Especially with Saurian, I wouldn't expect to get a lot of value out of it because we probably have some big bodies on the board, but it can still be good. Memory Chip is an artifact, an item. It says after you choose Logos as your active house, draw a card, or archive a card rather. Always nice to get this early. Quantum Finger Trap is an artifact with a bonus amber. It's an item that says swap the position of 2 creatures in a battle line. Look at that, we have a lot of artifacts here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 artifacts so far. And one more Logos card here. A Seismo Entangler, another artifact. That's an artifact, an item. It exhausts to choose a house, and during your opponent's next turn, creatures of the chosen house cannot be used to reap. Seismo Entangler is really powerful in certain contexts. Looking at this though, not a lot of Amber Pips. Igor's going to give us some speed. Hapsis is going to give us some speed. Maybe Daughter can give us some speed. Memory Chip can help, but nothing super wow here. So we'll see what we get in the other houses. Saurian, we get a Red Orgalum, is very good. 3-power dinosaur and philosopher with play. Your opponent's keys cost +3 during their next turn, and also if you reap with it, you can exalt it, and if you do, your opponent's keys cost +3 during their next turn. So if you can keep this on the board, it's a good way to jack the key costs up. You just have to keep using it. It's not a passive effect. Senator Shrix is a 4-power dinosaur politician with 1 armor, and you may spend amber on it as if it were in your pool. It has play reap. You may exalt Senator Shrix. I was playing a game earlier today online with a friend and just got wrecked because I was ahead, but he was able to drop Shrix on the board with no other creatures out yet, double tribute with an exalt, and then throw 2 taunt creatures down, and it was a bummer. Ooh, we got 2 Shrixes, interesting. Golden Spiral is fun with Shrix because even if you don't do the normal Exalt Shrix, you can at least, be Golden Spiraling it. And if you really have board control, then it's a way you can get 2 Amber onto Shrix every turn, 3 potentially that way. Golden Spiral is an artifact that has action, exalt a friendly creature, ready and use that creature. Tribute, there we go. It's an action with a bonus amber. It says the most powerful friendly creature gains 2 amber, and you may exalt that creature to repeat the preceding effect. Now the one scary thing is we would have already seen an Axiom or even a Regrettable Meteor. We could maybe still get Tertiate. No, I think it would have come before Tribute. So we're not looking at really strong board control here, which makes Tribute not as good as, if we could drop a Shrix, tribute it, and then Axiom, and then drop a taunt creature. That'd be really amazing. We do have the taunt creature though, Trisarian Legionary. That's a 5-powered dinosaur soldier with an armor and taunt, and when you play it, you ward a friendly creature. Ooh, we do have Ancient Power. That's good. That's an action with a bonus amber, and when you play it, you ward each friendly creature with amber on it. So potentially your Shrixes, whatever you tributed, maybe your Red Orgalum, maybe something you Golden Spiraled. That's pretty cool. And that goes well with our hologramophones too. Wow, and I'm just bad at remembering what order cards come in because we do get a Regrettable Meteor. Regrettable Meteor is an action with a bonus amber. When you play it, you destroy each dinosaur creature and each creature with power 6 or higher. Now it's important to remember that beasts in Saurian aren't necessarily dinosaurs, but every beast that I'm aware of in Saurian is power 6 or higher, so their Regrettable Meteor would still get them. I don't know of any Saurian creatures right now that wouldn't be hit by the regrettable meteor. Yeah, case in point, Pterodactyl, who's a 12 power beast that enters play stunned, only deals 4 damage when fighting, but before fight deals 4 damage to each neighbor of the creatures it fights, which is a really nice effect. Oh, Tribune Pompatus gives me some better hope for those Shrixes. It's a 4 power dinosaur politician with 2 armor, and each friendly creature gets +2 power for each amber on it. And before it fights, you may exalt it. That is pretty cool because that means that if our Shrixes are carrying amber, then they're very big, and that can protect them. So that's nice. Ooh, and we have a Saurus Rex. Saurus Rex is a 6 power dinosaur leader with Fight Reap if Saurus Rex is in the center of your battle line. That's the standard leader clause there. You may exalt it. If you do, search your deck for a Saurian card, reveal it, and add it to your hand, then shuffle your deck. It's a good way to get your Tribute out, get your Golden Spiral out, get your Ancient Power, your maybe your Pompatus, maybe your Gallim. That's pretty cool. Ooh, and Triumph. That's interesting. Again, it would be probably better with the Axiom, but that's okay. It could be good here. Triumph is an action with a bonus amber, and it says if there are no enemy creatures, exalt each friendly creature. If there are 6 or more friendly creatures, forge a key at no cost. That makes me extra excited with the Shrixes because typically exalting is going to be bad, but with the Shrixes, it's potentially mitigated quite a bit. You're actually helping yourself forge your next key if this isn't your third. Yeah, we're into Untamed now. That's an interesting Saurian setup. Of course, Saurian is always pretty strong. There's just such high synergy values between the cards. Pretty cool stuff. Alright, let's see what we got in Untamed. We got a Bramble Lynx. It's a 3 power beast with Skirmish, and if you have used a creature to reap this turn, then it enters play ready. Okay, that can be nice. We got 2 of those. I always like to get this with Ghost Hawk because the problem is Untamed creatures, in my experience, just aren't that sticky on the board. So the chances of this hitting are not great. But with a Ghost Hawk, it increases your chances a lot because you can take your Saurian creatures that are sticky, you reap with them on your Untamed turn, and now your Bramble Lynx can come into play ready. So that would be super nice. Cauldron Boil is an action with a bonus amber. It says deal damage to each creature equal to the amount of damage on that creature. That's pretty nice. And there is our Ghost Hawk. It's a 2 power beast with deploy, so it can come in the middle of the battle line. It doesn't have to go on the end. And after you play it, you may reap with each neighboring creature 1 at a time. That's really nice. I'm not expecting to get that here, but I did get a deck where it's possible to Ghost Hawk next to a Shrix and then key charge. That's a pretty cool feeling. Only 1 Ghost Hawk, but that's okay. Molfen is a 3 power beast with Hazardous 3. So it's hard to fight, kill anyway. And after amber is stolen from you, you deal 1 damage to each enemy creature for each amber stolen. We don't have an Odoak to protect our amber really hard, so this might be kind of key for doing that. And we have 2 of them. We also have Song of the Wild. Not one of my favorite cards, but with a Ghost Hawk it can be okay. It's an action that just says for the remainder of the turn, each friendly creature gain 1. And if you have a not great Untamed board, then it's not a great card. But if you can play it, play the Ghost Hawk, get 4 amber that way, and then have a Bramble Lynx come into play ready and reap and get another 2 amber, that's pretty good, right? Suddenly that turned into a 3 amber card. But that's a pretty, compare it to Virtuous Works, where Virtuous Works just has 3 amber, and or Dust Pixie, which has 2, but then can be like recurred with regrowth or other effects. It's just a little lackluster. Unnatural Selection, that's an interesting one. Sometimes we would probably choose not to play that based on what we have on the board, but it's a good card. It's an action with a bonus amber, and when you play it, you choose 3 friendly creatures and 3 enemy creatures, and then you destroy everything, all the other creatures. So that can be pretty nice for getting a good board clear going. Fog Bank is an action with a bonus amber that says your opponent cannot use creatures to fight on their next turn. That is really nice. That That's a solid one. Wild Spirit is an upgrade that gives a creature Reap, Capture one. Oh gosh, putting this on a Shrix would be really nice. That'd be so nice to have on a Shrix. Ooh. Curiosity is an action with a bonus amber that destroys each scientist creature. Interesting. And do we have some scientists here? We have Daughter is a scientist, Igor's not. Hapsis is, Quant is, Millie is. So we definitely have some scientists that we could hurt here. But, you know, we're the ones playing it, so we get to decide whether we do it or not. Oh, and then we have Gravid Cycle. Gravid Cycle is an action with a bonus amber. It has Omega, which means when you play it, after you play it, you end the step. But its play effect says return a card from your discard pile to your hand. And what could we possibly want? The nice thing about Gravid Cycle is because you can't, it has Omega, you can't play the card out of your hand. It's nice to use for other house cards. So, you know, maybe the Triumph, maybe like the Regrettable Meteor, the Ancient Power, the Tribute is a great target for that. Maybe the Galim, the Daughter, even the Igor potentially. Yeah, there are a lot of good targets for it. So this is pretty cool. Okay, let's see. How many pips do we have? 4, 5, right? Yeah, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 is a good number of pips for Worlds Collide especially, because Worlds Collide tends to have pretty good board presence. If we jump it to 16 because of the Ghost Hawk, we probably can afford to do that. Between 2 Bramble Lynxes, maybe we'll get an extra 1. But our Saurian creatures are going to result in some reaps. Golden Spiral is going to give us some amber, although it potentially feeds our opponent a little bit too. Quant maybe speeds things up a little bit. So, yeah, this seems pretty interesting. It has a good Saurian lineup, a Logos that kind of helps, although... oh, and by the way, I mentioned with the Quant, Gravid Cycle, obviously good target for Quant. So is Fog Bank. Maybe so is Unnatural Selection. Song of the Wild, sad because you'll have already reaped with the Quant. Cauldron Boil's fine for it. Triumph, depending on the circumstances. Maybe Regrettable Meteor. Maybe Ancient Power. So yeah, there's some decent Quant targets. And Hapsis is a really good target for the Golden Spiral. Although I don't see anything else in here that's a really good target for the Golden Spiral, except maybe reusing a Shrix. Yeah, so that was Meyer the Savagely Glass. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And again, you know, just know somebody over here cares about you, and stay safe. Thanks, and keep forging. I'm supposed to say get out there and forge keys. What am I saying? But don't get out there, just forge keys. Maybe online.